على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وتحسبهم أيقاظا وهم رقود ونقلبهم ذات اليمين وذات الشمال وكلبهم باسط ذراعيه بالوصيد لو اطلعت عليهم لوليت منهم فرارا ولملئت منهم رعبا وكذلك بعثناهم ليتساءلوا بينهم قال قائل منهم كم لبثتم قالوا لبثنا يوما أو بعض يوم قالوا ربكم أعلم بما لبثتم فابعثوا أحدكم بورقكم هذه إلى المدينة فلينظر أيها أزكى طعاما فليأتكم برزق منه وليتلطف ولا يشعرن بكم أحدا صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. This narration of the story of the events that happened with the people of the cavern, Ashabul Kahf, is going on. Last time we read that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given them such a place to sleep that the sun would not directly shine on them, and therefore for 300 years as they slept, their bodies did not get any harm that usually comes with exposure to sunlight. وَتَحْسَبُهُمْ أَيْقَاظًا وَهُمْ رُقُودٌ. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us a few more things about them. وَتَحْسَبُهُمْ, and you would think أَيْقَاظًا وَهُمْ رُقُودٌ. You would think that they were awake while they were asleep. So the ulama have written that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had, even in their sleep, they looked as if they were awake. So when a person generally falls asleep, their eyes close and their body becomes a little flaccid, loses its tone, and their breathing changes. It becomes slow and deeper. But for these people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not change these things, and some ulama have said that even their eyes remained open as they slept. So if anybody would have gone there and would have actually found them, they would have thought that these people are awake. So nobody would try to take their things away or try to harm them thinking that they are asleep, because they would look as if somebody is awake. وَنُقَلِّبُهُمْ ذَاتَ الْيَمِينِ وَذَاتَ الشِّمَالِ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept on turning them. We turned them on their sides, right and left. This is what we call shifting our side when we are asleep. This is a natural phenomenon that every human being has, most human beings have, and it is a very helpful thing, especially if somebody is lying in a certain posture for 300 years, and if they don't even shift aside from another side, then one of the side of the body, our bodies are made in such a way that they'll become compressed and start to decay. It is a mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turns us when we are asleep from side to side. The sunnah way of sleeping is to face the qibla, or to have your head in the direction of qibla and face your right side. The sunnah way of sleeping is to face the right side, to turn on the right side, and either face the qibla this way, or your qibla should be towards your head side. Those people who have a habit of sleeping in a different way, to sleep supine, which is with your stomach against the ground, that is prohibited. The Prophet ﷺ has said that this is a sleep of the people of hellfire. To sleep with your back against the ground is permissible, which is supine. To sleep on the left side is also permissible, but against the best way of sleeping, against the sunnah way of sleeping. To sleep on the right side with your head in the direction of qibla is the sunnah way, the closest way to sunnah. If somebody does not, if somebody has a habit that they cannot fall asleep in such a way, then it is permissible that they start their night with facing the right side, and then after doing some azkar, some ibadat, then they can move to their natural whatever position suits them, and then they can fall asleep. It is permissible but not the best way to sleep. وَكَلْبُهُمْ بَاسِطٌ ذِرَاعِهِ بِالْوَصِيدِ. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that their dog, it had its four legs stretched out on the doorstep out to the doorstep. So the way that dogs generally sit at the doorstep of their master, their dog was also sitting. Now the question arises that in our Sharia, in the Sharia of the Prophet ﷺ, to keep a dog is prohibited and it is really despised. The Prophet ﷺ has said, and this happened with the Prophet ﷺ, Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam, he was not coming to the house of the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ was really perturbed that why is Jibreel alayhi salam not coming, and then finally he was told that there is a little puppy that's hidden in your roomette. So it was extracted and then Jibreel alayhi salam came. So the Prophet ﷺ has told us that the angels of mercy do not come in the house that has a dog in it. So also evil creations, jinns, other creations that affect human beings and their health and their tranquility, they also find refuge in places where there is no mercy, angels of mercy. So therefore it becomes easier for them to habituate such places where there's dogs, where there's pictures, those kind of things. So the question arises that why did these people have a dog, and why is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking about this dog? One answer is that maybe in the previous Sharia, these people were the true followers of Sayyidina Isa ala nabiyina salatu wassalam, believers in one God. Maybe in the Sharia of Isa alayhi salam, it was permissible to keep a dog. Secondly, even in the Sharia of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is permissible to keep a dog for three reasons. One is to safeguard animals, one is to safeguard the crops, and the third is to use for hunting. So maybe this dog was for one of these purposes, and as is the way of dogs, it's a very faithful animal generally. It follows the master wherever it goes, and it followed these people and stayed with them. The other point that the ulama have written is that this is a virtue of companionship, that even a dog that was following their master and loved them and stayed with them got such an honor because of the company of these people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning it in the Quran, and we are reading about a dog many thousands of years later, about this dog that we are many hundreds of years later we are talking about this dog and we are reading about this dog. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it a part of his book. And then the ulama have written that what about a human being who loves Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Under this ayah, this narration has been quoted by ulama, Had Mufti Shafi Sahab, that Had Anas radiallahu anhu narrates that we were exiting the masjid, I was leaving the masjid with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and a man came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said that, Ya Rasulullah, when is the hereafter, or when is the day of judgment going to be established? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that, how have you prepared, what have you prepared for that day that you are asking about it to come? He said to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that, Ya Rasulullah, I have not prepared many salat, many nawafil, many ibadat, but it is that I love Allah Jalla Jalaluhu and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that then you are going to be with those that you love. And Anas radiallahu anhu says that listening to this, me and the other Sahaba, they became the happiest. We had not become happy about anything else, as happy as we became by listening to this, that the Prophet ﷺ is saying that if we love the Prophet ﷺ, we are going to be with the Prophet ﷺ, inshallah, in the hereafter in Jannah. And Anas radiallahu anhu then said that Alhamdulillah, I love the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and had Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu, and had Umar radiallahu anhu, and I hope that when I pass away from this world, I will be with those people. لو اطلعت عليهم لوليت منهم فرارا وَلَمُلِئْتَ مِنْهُ رُعْبًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that if you look at them, so the way is, it's not specific for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but it is general way of speech that if you do this, then this would happen. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that if you looked at them, if you had a look at them, you would have fled away from them and would have been filled with awe for them. So this is another miracle that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed to those people, another extraordinary thing, that how we do not know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not told us, but their presence was such that people, if they looked at them, they would be awestruck. And this is one narration that is copied here is in the time of Sayyidina Amir Muawiyah radiallahu anhu, Sahaba did pass by a place where they thought that it was the place where Ashabul Kahf would be there, and Muawiyah radiallahu anh wanted to find out more. Hadith Ibn Abbas radiallahu anh said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, لَوِ اطَّلَعْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ لَوَلَّيْتَ مِنْهُمْ فِرَارًا وَلَمُلِئْتَ مِنْهُمْ رُعْبًا. Even the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to him that had you looked at them, you would have become awestruck. So Muawiyah radiallahu anh thought and expressed his thought that this is probably not for everyone, or maybe specific for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but we don't know. So but still listened to Ibn Abbas radiallahu anh in such a way that he said that I'll send some other people, a group of people to inquire about them, find out more about them. But even those people were not able to go into that cave. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent a wind where they had to retreat. وَكَذَلِكَ بَعَثْنَاهُمْ لِيَتَسَاءَلُوا بَيْنَهُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, in this way we raised them up, لِيَتَسَاءَلُوا بَيْنَهُمْ, until they asked each other. And we've talked about this. قَالَ قَائِلٌ مِّنْهُمْ, one of them said, كَمْ لَبِثْتُمْ, how long did you were basically gone or away? قَالُوا لَبِثْنَا يَوْمًا أَوْ بَعْضَ يَوْمٍ, they said a day or part of a day. قَالُوا رَبُّكُمْ, then they said, another group said, رَبُّكُمْ أَعْلَمُ بِمَا لَبِثْتُمْ, your Lord knows best how long did you tarry or did you stay in this state. From this we learned that when there is an argument about a pointless thing which is of no immediate benefit, then we should depute over the matter to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and stop arguing about it and focus on what is more important, which is what they did. فَبْعَثُوا أَحَدَكُمْ بِوَرِقِكُمْ هَذِهِ إِلَى الْمَدِينَةِ, that they said that let's forget about how long we stayed and don't argue about it, but focus on the more important thing, that send one of us with this silver coin of yours to the city, إِلَى الْمَدِينَةِ فَلْيَنْظُرْ أَيُّهَا أَزْكَى طَعَامًا. How much time? Okay, we'll just quickly do this, 2 or 3 points here. So one thing is that we should not discuss about idle things and we should focus on the work at hand. The second thing is that they also, when they went to sleep or when they went to take refuge in that cave, they also took some means of the world with them. Therefore, they were relying on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they were running away from the world, still taking some money with them. Therefore, it is perfectly appropriate that we take some money, have some money, and it's not against reliance on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Use the means and safeguard some money, save some money for the future. So this is what they did. And فَلْيَنْظُرْ أَيُّهَا أَزْكَى طَعَامًا, and they were saying to each other that go and see where can you find the purest of eatables. What does that mean? That the people in that time, they were thinking that the people are mushrik, they slaughter animals in the name of someone else apart from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So go look for halal food. فَلْيَأْتِكُمْ بِرِزْقٍ مِّنْهُ, and get this food from there. وَلْيَتَلَطَّفْ وَلَا يُشْعِرَنَّ بِكُمْ أَحَدًا, and he must act in polite manner and must not let anyone know about you. So therefore, even when you are dealing with the kuffar and even when you are dealing with those people who have turned you away and you have taken refuge from them, even then when you deal with them politely. وَلَا يُشْعِرَنَّ بِكُمْ أَحَدًا, and be wise about it. Don't go out like I believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so I'll go out with my chest broad. No, if wisdom dictates that you do something secretly, then we should do that thing secretly. رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا إِنَّكَ أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلق سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.